I wanted to come and share a prophetic dream, or some may call it a dream vision, that I had on June 18th this year, 2025. And I wanted to share this. I've shared it in a couple other capacities, really briefly in a message that I ministered at a women's conference, and then again to a couple of my really good friends, and of course to my husband. But I had not really shared it in a larger capacity. And so as I'm driving and running errands yesterday, I felt the Spirit of the Lord telling me that I need to record this message and get it out in a larger capacity. Now, my YouTube channel right now is, very small audience. I've just really started it, but out of obedience, I'm going to record and post this message because I do believe, I know that this is for the faithful, those who have been faithful, those who in these tumultuous, trying times just need to know that God is there. So I had this dream, and in this dream, I'm walking, I am busy, but I can also discern that I was troubled about something. Like it was, I could feel it internally that I'm troubled, but at the same time, I'm busy, I'm active, I'm functional. But anyhow, as I'm walking, this man began to approach me, and he sat at this table, and he told me to come and sit at the table with him. Now, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but in the dream, I became kind of irritated at the fact that he's kind of interrupting. I'm busy, and he's wanting me to take the time to come and sit at this table with him. But out of obedience, I did go. I went and I sat at the table. And when I sat down, this man began to sing the most beautiful song. The most beautiful song I had ever heard. I had never heard this song before here in the natural realm. I had never, I don't even think the song exists. And I don't recall the melody, if that's correct music terminology, or harmony. I don't recall that, but I do recall that it was absolutely beautiful. And I remember the lyrics. The lyrics went like this: tomorrow called and told me to tell you to leave. And then there was a brief pause behind. So tomorrow called and told me to tell you to leave blank behind. And then I woke up. And so there's a lot of symbolism in this dream, and I want to break down the symbolisms as Father broke them down to me. Number one, the messenger. Take comfort in the fact that the messenger came, because being that anytime in scripture when God sent a messenger, he would send an angel, he would send a prophet, but it meant that, number one, he is mindful of the recipient receiving the message. He is mindful of them, whether it was someone receiving a message because they were in sin or they were going against God and they needed to be redirected, or whether it was someone who was faithful and just needed to know that God was there, or just have clarification for their life and life circumstances. A messenger came. And so the fact that God is sending a messenger, and he's sending this messenger with a message, that tells us that he is mindful, and that he is there, and that he sees, and he is faithful to those who've been standing, who've been believing, and who have been faithful even in these tumultuous times where it just seems many are falling away. And so, number one, the messenger was symbolic. God is sending a message to the faithful. Now, get this. The next thing, the messenger beckoned me to sit at a table. And in sitting at this table, I had to basically abandon what I was doing and all of my busyness. I had to forget. I don't remember if I mentioned to you all that I was busy, but I felt in my spirit I was troubled. But I had to kind of forget my troubles and abandon what I was doing and all of my busyness to take the time to sit. This is very profound because a lot of us have been so busy, but yet we're troubled. Something on the inside is troubling us. And I believe that that thing that was troubling me in the dream was the blank. That was the blank that was being filled in. That was part of it, because now today I understand what my blanks are, but by the end of this message, you're going to understand and address your blank so that you can move on to what God has for you. But anyway, I sat at this table. I had to abandon it all. Now the table represents a place that is appointed for you, a place for some of rest, or a place of elevation. But in order to sit at this table, you have to be invited. And the messenger invited me to sit at the table. And glory be to God. I thank God, because I almost missed it being busy and irritated at the invitation. Some of you don't realize it, but God is calling you into a place of silence right now. Sit at that table, because what you need for your next season is going to be revealed and unveiled at that table. So the table is an appointed place. It is a place where you have been invited to be seated. And in that place, there is a place of delegated authority that is going to be passed on to you, or some type of breakthrough that is going to be passed on to you. But that table represents a place of rest. It's like saying, well done right now, and now it's time to move forward. Anytime I'm in leadership and anytime I invite somebody to sit at a table with me to discuss some things, it's because there's something that needs to go on, that needs to happen in transition, or things that need to be communicated. Usually if I'm sitting with somebody across from at a table, if someone's sitting across from me at a table, I'm conveying very important information. I needed to talk to that person in person, one-on-one, and not by email and not by Teams. So the messenger, the table, the next theme, the song. And the main theme of that song is tomorrow presented by way of a person. So tomorrow called. Well, understand that tomorrow is representative of your future. Tomorrow called, which means, get this faithful one, that tomorrow calling means that your future is now beginning to manifest itself in your present. Your future is now beginning to make itself known in your present. Your future is about to overtake your present. So that means that your next season is about to outpace your right now. Your next season is like right here. It is beginning to manifest itself. It's speaking to your right now. And the important message that it's telling you right now is that I'm ready to manifest. It's about to happen. But in order for you to progress, in order for you to even recognize what's happening, you have got to let something go. Whatever it is that you are carrying, and this is the blank, whatever it is that you've been carrying, faithful one, you need to understand that that thing cannot progress with you into this next season, this tomorrow. It's right here. It's right now. Like it's right on your heels. And some of you, it has already manifested itself. But you've got to understand that whatever that it is, whatever that blank is, you can't carry it with you. And some of you have been carrying it for so long. So what is the it? What is the it? Again, I know what my it's were. I had a few of them that I had to kind of confront and resolve. But your it, what is it? What is that blank? Let me tell you what it could represent. It could represent the fear of success. It could represent the fear of the unknown. God, I know you're doing something, but how are you going to do it? And am I in position? Yes, you're in position. The message is coming. Is everything aligned up? Busy one. Stop worrying about everything being perfect and just move in obedience. It could be self-doubt, whatever it is. But here's what the Ruach, Holy Spirit, was sharing with me as I was driving yesterday, even more to build on the blank. What Ruach showed me is that some of us have been carrying something. It is a weight that we have been carrying sheerly by faith. It's a weight that we have not been able to get rid of. We have been addressing this weight. We have been praying. We have been standing. We've been fasting. We've been standing. We've been warring. But yet this weight remains. And we've been carrying this weight by faith. I'm not going to let it take me out. I'm not going to let it distract me. I'm not going to let it keep me from moving, keep me from being busy doing what it is that's necessary to do right now. But God is sending a message to tell you that that weight, you have permission to lay it down. How you lay it down? Ask God to reveal. Ask God to show you. Some of you have been carrying the weight of a sickness. Some of you have been carrying the weight of a concern with a family member, the weight of a marriage that is crumbling. And I'm not telling anybody to leave their marriage. Sometimes laying a weight down could mean not to carry it in your heart so heavy anymore. You don't have to pray about it anymore. God heard your prayers and he's moving on that. But whatever the weight is, I don't want to throw too much out there. I just throw some things out there by way of example to kind of jog your mind and to usher you to prompt you to get into the presence of God and find out what it is. But a lot of us already know what it is. A lot of you had a moment like, oh my goodness, the light bulb went off. Your spirit is praising right now because you realize what your weight is, and now you've been given the permission to leave that weight, to drop it so that you can go into this next place, this next season that God has for you. And so tomorrow called and told me to tell you to leave blank. You fill in that blank. Let Father reveal to you what it is. If you're not already fully aware, behind. Your tomorrow is now manifesting itself in your present. And I am telling you what is coming. What is here is so much greater than everything that you have been struggling with and striving with up to this point now. God bless you. I thank you for your time and attention to this. Be blessed, stay faithful, and just know that God is able. Yes. Bye-bye.